I bought this black bean burger mix from Ready Hour just to have a little bit of emergency food in my pantry. I just cooked up a few patties. I'm gonna show you what that process looks like and tell you how they tasted. I'm gonna go over the ingredients and I wanna tell you a few things I really like about how they put this together. So the burger mix comes in this 2-gallon plastic bucket. It's sealed with a lid, easy to move around with this carrying handle. You pull off a tab to open the lid. So if you want, you can just kind of keep this tucked away for decades. This will last for up to 25 years if you keep it in a cool, dry space, and it'll be fully sealed, ready for you when you need it. So you pop the lid off, and what I really like is the kit is divided up into 10 individual bags of burger mix. So the bags come completely sealed. They have a tear off at the top, but they also have an integrated Ziploc. So even if you just want to make one burger, you can do that and then reseal the Ziploc and save the rest for later. But the other thing that's nice is if for some reason one bag gets damaged, it's not gonna ruin the whole batch because all the other ones are individually wrapped. So it's really easy to make a batch. You just open a bag, you pour it into a bowl, you add 1 1/8 cups of hot water, you stir it around, let it sit for 10-15 minutes, then you form patties, throw it on a skillet, and you cook up a nice black bean burger. Now, keep in mind, this isn't a beef burger. You know, there's no meat in it whatsoever. You basically have, this is the full ingredients. You have oats, quick oats, instant rice, cornstarch, black beans, tomatoes, salt, onions, onion powder, garlic, chili powder, which includes chili pepper, spices, salt, silicone dioxide, garlic, cumin, xanthan gum, and cayenne pepper. So one thing I found interesting is they don't mention freeze-dried at all anywhere in the marketing of this product. And I think that's because technically they're using quick oats and instant rice. So it's not like they have to go ahead and freeze dry anything. You know, the beans are they probably get those dehydrated as is. And everything else is basically starch and seasonings. So just by the nature of the ingredients, it's a very stable food. And then when they package it in this Mylar bag, fully sealed, they have an oxygen absorber in there. Literally, this can last for 25 years and it'll be perfectly good for you when you need it. Now, as far as number of servings, you kind of want to ignore what they consider to be one serving and just look at the calories. So 140 calories is what they're considering to be one serving. And for comparison, this protein bar here is 240 calories. So basically half of one of these little protein bars is this equivalent calories of one serving here. So just keep in mind that serving sizes really aren't an adequate way to estimate the amount of food you have. You got to count the calories. Now, as far as your macro split, it's going to be heavy on the carbs. You know, it's basically oats and rice. That's kind of the main ingredients here. So 28 grams of carbs, 5 grams of protein, and 1 gram of fat. I'm gonna throw a couple slices of cheese on one of these. All right, so I got 4 patties that I cooked up here. I could probably cook 2 more here. This was kind of a large patty. I could have split this into 2. So 6 servings is actually pretty accurate. I'm gonna plate 1 here as a gourmet burger if you happen to have buns in an emergency. We'll try another one solo. And then if you're up a creek without a paddle and have no way to cook anything, how it tastes without frying it first. All right, so let's say you don't have any way to cook and you can just put hot water in here. You can actually eat this just fine as it is. There's no raw meat in it or anything like that. So the only thing I will say is it's a little starchy because, you know, I think they add the starch so it's easier to make patties out of, but it's perfectly palatable and it tastes delicious. The seasoning they use is great. I like spicy foods. If you don't really like spicy foods, you might not like this because there's definitely a little bit of a kick in there, but you could totally just eat this as is. Next, we'll try just the fried patty. I'm gonna throw a little bit of ketchup on the side here, you know, just to pretend that we have some luxuries in life. Yeah, the frying it on the skillet is really nice. It almost kind of reminds me, you know, that crispiness of like a home fry when you go out to the diner. But yeah, it's really good. So the thing that's nice about this mix is it's really versatile. I mean, you could, you know, if you have some vegetables you want to throw on the side, you know, you could really be creative. You could turn these into meatballs or whatever you want to do. It's a really versatile mix to have in your pantry. All right, last we will try the burger. I'm just gonna throw some ketchup on here. If you happen to have buns during an emergency, boy, you're in a good spot, aren't you? That's a good burger. That's actually really good. They really nailed the flavor. I really like the flavor. The spices that they used. All right, guys, so that's my overview of this black bean burger mix from Ready Hour. Definitely recommended, to have. Just tuck it away, forget you even have it. And then when that emergency comes and you really need food, you're gonna be glad that you have a backup of some calories to keep you going when you can't get food.